So this is not the first time that I've shown off the King Elephant deck, but I've been having a lot of fun climbing ladder with it recently, and I wanted to revisit it. So we don't have to waste any time talking about the deck in the beginning of this video or the end. We're just gonna go straight in the gameplay. The deck has had very minor adjustments. It's pretty much the same. Deck list in the description. You can do the comparisons yourself. It's really just a couple more control cards. Instead of 2 Cassiopeias, 3 Cassiopeias. And this deck is just so much fun! It's a pretty straightforward control deck for most of the match, and then come turn 8, 9, 10, you just set up your combo and win. If you could make it to turn 8, 9, 10, you just win. It's a lot of fun. The combo, of course, being a White Wolf to pull a free King Elephant, a Loki to double King Elephant's Battlecry effect, and then Victory when King Elephant does 19 damage often. It's pretty easy to set up lethal for whatever size hand you're going to have at that time, so if you're going to have only 8 cards in hand when you play King Elephant, try and make sure your opponent has 17 health, and Victory is yours. And of course, you don't even need Loki most of the time, as you'll see in some of these matchups. Will the Forest, of course, being just the perfect board clear that you need most of the time. We do have Jungle Warden in here as a just in case, but we almost never need to play him. Although he is a fun complement to Loki, because Loki will double enhance effects, which means you get 3 Jungle Wardens, all with Storm. But that's not what we're looking at today. Every clip in this video will be a King Elephant kill. There will be no non-King Elephant victories here. Hell, there's Forest Roach in this deck. Half the time you won't even see him. We'll go ahead and double up King Elephant's effect here. It is worth noting, as of right now, we do not have lethal with King Elephant. Because the biggest number of cards you can have in your hand is 9. Well, actually, this works just fine, doesn't it? No, it's still gonna be 19 damage total. Yeah, it's plus 9. Our opponent, however, just concedes out of fear. So that works out. The name of the game is really just control the board until you get to White Wolf or King Elephant. Sometimes you want to have White Wolf and you're gonna have to make do. And as you'll see, it's still very doable. And for that reason, you want to really lean on your bounce effects. So we have Airborne Barrage, we have Nature's Guidance. So if you play a Cassiopeia, and you can return Cassiopeia to your hand, return Cassiopeia to your hand. You want to keep that board clear available for use. And this deck is great at filling your hand with a bunch of fairies, or just with draws. Because we don't really need to use most of our cards unless we're using those cards to get rid of our opponent's cards. We want to make sure they don't have a board. Obviously taunts don't matter because King Elephant goes right through taunts. So we just want to make sure we can't receive damage by removing their minions. If they have a small attack, big health taunt minion, most of the time you can just leave it alone and ignore it. Especially if you have one of your taunts in play. Let the taunts play while you work on your combo. It looks like we are up against a neutral forest, which means we can expect some Beauty and the Beast action sometime soon. Yeah, cards like Fairy Circle are just here to pad the hand. We do have Rhino Roach in this, and sometimes you use it just to get some chip damage in, but it's not anywhere near the most important card. Now we're gonna do something that seems crazy, but since we are almost to turn 8, we're just looking to keep board advantage in our favor for as long as possible, as we set up for some fun. And there's Beauty and the Beast, which is perfect for us, because if they trade into our 6/7, math says our White Wolf has a perfect target now. 2 White Wolves is very exciting. This is actually a perfect opportunity to display one of our tech cards. So we have 1 King Elephant in hand right now. We had a White Wolf die, which means we're gonna get the second King Elephant. There's only 2 King Elephants in the deck because you don't need 3 King Elephants. So there we go, we have a 10 cost and a 0 cost King Elephant. We are, however, not going to play him because we haven't had Loki yet. So we need turn 10 for our lethal. But we do want our White Wolf to die so we could show off a tech card. There he goes. We're at 7 cards, which means we'll be brought up to 9 with our free card and our draw. And now they have a very big board. Very frightening, right? We don't have any of our board clears. And without Loki, we're just shy of lethal. But thanks to our tech card of Homecoming, our second most expensive Forestcraft card in the deck, we can King Elephant. We can King Elephant, returning King Elephant to our hands, bring them down to 2 hit points, and then a free Homecoming keeps us alive and returns King Elephant to our hand. That's why Homecoming's in the deck. It makes sure that you're safe. It also means that this is one of the rare players of Shadowverse here who gets to die to 3 King Elephants. A true honor. Goodbye. What an honor. Alright, we'll just do one more. This is just a fun video that I wanted to make because I'm having so much fun with King Elephant. And I never see him in ladder. Ever. I've never had an opponent play a King Elephant against me. And here in the A2, A3 rank, I'm the only one playing Elephant, and it works a lot. The only competition I really seem to have are D-Shift if it manages to beat me to turn 10, like if they can pull off their combo before I could pull off my combo. But otherwise, there's enough control in this deck that if we're up against aggro, we're able to take out aggro. Thanks to having 3 Cassiopeias, having a lot of small removal, with our Nature's Guidances for bouncing back our removal. Sylvan Justice for the small targets. We're well-tuned for taking out little minions and for clearing the board. It's just a fun deck to play, and it works. We'll have some of that Rhino Roach for chip damage here. Excuse me. And it's always exciting when you have your combo in hand. We have a White Wolf, we have a Loki, and we have a King Elephant. What that means for us is turn 8, White Wolf, he gets us a 0 cost King Elephant. Turn 9, Loki, he doubles the battle cry. And then turn 10, double King Elephant, even though we won't need 2 King Elephants for that. Which means if we need to, given their health total already being down to 16, we could probably get away with just playing, on turn 9, a Loki into a 0-cost King Elephant. And that's why chip damage is important. If you want to win before turn 10, that's what you gotta do. I'm excited for the new set because we haven't seen all the cards, which means there's the specter of possibility. And if any of those possibilities include making White Wolf somehow cheaper, or tutoring White Wolf, making this more consistent. And there are some ways I've been considering tweaking the deck to make it more consistent, so you might be seeing this again in the future. But, the ring, the 1-cost ring that cycles a card back into your deck and draws a card, might be good for this. Because when you start with King Elephant in your hand, it's kind of dead weight until you get to turn 9, 10. That way then you put it back in your deck, giving White Wolf another target. It could be good for consistency's sake. On the other hand, it does mean turn 10 you could double King Elephant, which is good if you don't have Loki. So having a King Elephant in your hand is not a bad thing. Having 2 King Elephants in your hand would be bad. Because a White Wolf would just hit Homecoming, and that's not all that impressive. So, there is a case for the Silver Ring going into this deck. I also have absolutely no problem with my opponent having all the draws in the world. Because we're already at turn 8, which means White Wolf, unimportant, when I could just double up for turn 10, which is just a turn away. They only have 4 shadows, so I don't have to worry about the super burst of Deathly Tyrant. We draw into Homecoming, that keeps us going until turn 10 when we just win. If you have King Elephant, and you've been looking for an excuse to do those quests that say win with Forestcraft, give this a try. Give me more King Elephant on ladder. I never see this card unless I'm playing it, and I would love to see it pop up more. There, perfect lethal. It's just a fun deck. Get in here, try this deck.